Hey folks, it's been a while since I've done one of these. And I've had a few people ask, "Oh, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. Hope everything's okay." So I just wanted to put a note out there because there's a lot going on. Some good, some bad. You know how life is. Um, let's see where to start. Good news. My brace is working. The brace place is concerned that even now that we have the brace not breaking perpetually by putting a lot of rivets in it, they're actually concerned about the longevity of the brace. My braces typically last 7 to 10 years, and they really think that this brace might not last more than a year or two if I use it all the time, because of all the holes they've popped into it, because of all the different times they've had to put rivets in it. It's kind of like Swiss cheese. And so after a long fight with my insurance company, remember what I do for a living, I work with medical insurance companies, and I had to fight on my own behalf. Finally got the insurance company to understand, no, I can't just wait until it breaks and then go get another one, because that takes weeks and I can't walk during that time. And, I have between now and the next time I need to pee to get braces working. So I got that working. We're going through that process. The good news about the braces is they're super comfortable. I've literally not had to make any physical adjustments to the braces. There's no places where it's rubbing me raw or creating sores or anything, so that's really good. I just, of course, had the problem with the breakage. And a big part of that was we found what it was. We used the old foot plates. They were not getting my feet right. And so we took the feet part off of the old brace and put it on the new brace, kind of made a Frankenstein brace. And it's comfortable and it works well. It fits well. But the plastic in that brace down in the foot part is 9 years old, because my braces were 9 years old. And it's got a lot more flex in it than it should because it's breaking down. And that flex is causing torque in the brace, and that's what kept popping the rivets. So once we bolstered that up and put a whole bunch of rivets in it, it's working, but it won't have a long lifespan. So they're making new ones for me. Of course, that's going. we did a cast of the brace, which is the best way to make an accurate cast. If the brace fits, cast the brace, not the leg, so it's hard and they can get a real good accurate cast. And then they had to ship that off to somewhere around the country, which took 6 weeks to get it back. And it's coming back like day after tomorrow, finally, because we had this done a while ago. And the day after my braces are due back into the brace place here locally, the gal who makes my braces is going for like 4 weeks to Nepal. So I'm not going to be able to have my next appointment until like the middle of November. But I've got that scheduled and stuff. It's a long, slow process. But at least the ones I've got now are working. I'm walking. Every day I'm going a little bit further. I'm out and about in the neighborhood. I'm literally running into neighbors who are like, "You still live here? I thought you moved." That kind of thing. So it's kind of funny because every time I go for a walk, 3 or 4 people come out and talk to me, and I'm gone for an hour and a half, and I don't go very far because everyone wants to talk to me. So that's all good. Surprisingly, I don't feel like I have the stamina to get to Padres playoff games, so I didn't go yesterday. I'm not going today. It's driving me crazy. But I'll probably go in the next set. That just seems like a long way to walk, and I'm not very fast, and a big crowd. A little nerve-wracking for me, but it's playoff baseball, and I really want to get down there. So that's what's going on there. The brace is working. I am walking. That's all very good, and getting better every day. And now for the bad stuff. Bad stuff is all mom related. A lot of you already know this because I texted on the day that it happened, but about a month ago. Yeah, it's about a month ago now. It was a Friday afternoon. Mom went for a walk, and I'm not going to say never came back, but she got lost. And I started to worry, and I called a neighbor, and then they called neighbors, and we wound up having 7 people out and about looking for her. She went for a walk at about 4:30. And, by the time about 7 o'clock rolled around, I wound up calling the police, and 911 transferred me to Oceanside PD. Oceanside PD, the dispatcher says, "I've got an officer on the other line who has your mom in his car." And so he was going to take her into the office and, call and stuff like that. And they just, the guy was great. He took her right over. It was a sheriff. And basically she had gone to the local Starbucks. And when she came out, she went down the wrong street. It's right on an intersection. She went the wrong way. And she wound up at another shopping center that had a CVS in it, and she walked into the CVS and said, I don't know where I am. I don't know how I got here. And so they called the police, and that's, yeah. So we've now had the police have to bring mom home. She had refused to take her cell phone. I always say, take your cell phone. I don't own a cell phone. Here it is right here. And then I don't want to take it. And she just walked out the door. So going through that. She's fine. By the end of by later that night, she said, no, I didn't. No, the police didn't bring me home. An Uber brought me home. And I'm like, Mom, she wouldn't know how to call an Uber if her life depended on it. She didn't have her phone with her. I was like, how do you think an Uber brought you home? Why did Uber send an armed, uniformed police officer? So that's where she was later that night. And by the next morning, she has no recollection of any of this happening. So that's how bad Mom's gotten. I had mentioned before the chiropractic treatments where they were doing laser on her head. That's actually where she is right now. She has not had that treatment in quite a while. Combination of reasons. Her insurance changed. We were trying to get the new insurance to cover it, and which they aren't right now. So I'm paying for it, but the chiropractor's giving me a great price on it and stuff. So that's not a big deal. And they were trying, they being the new insurance company, the PACE program, they were trying to get him in the network so that they could give her rides, and they haven't been able to do that yet. There's a lot of bureaucracy involved with that, and it would be great if it happens, because that way I don't have to coordinate rides. They'll just pick her up and drive her there. That hasn't happened yet, so so that's going on. She hasn't had that that treatment, and it did seem to be helping. And as soon as we stopped having it, and it's been 6 weeks now, 7 weeks since she's had the treatment, and she's gone downhill during that time. So I'm glad we've got her back in it today. That leads me to another. I just hired somebody. Today's her first day. And she's a client. I've known her for a while. And she was referred to me by a couple of my local friends here who she cuts hair, and they both have recommended her. And she has worked with elderly people, helps pay their bills, helps organize that kind of stuff. So I interviewed her, and she seems great. And today's her first day, so we'll see. So far, so good. But it's literally she's worked for me for half an hour at this stage, and they're out going to the chiropractor and picking up dinner and going to farmers markets and stuff. But I just hope that getting Mom out, because that's going to be part of it. Is the gal I hired, her name is Melanie. Melanie's going to do some work for me, but she's also going to do some work with Mom. And a lot of it is I just want her out. Not that I want her out, but I think she needs to get out, because she would just go not leave the house for a month, except for walks where she gets lost. So she needs someone with her, and hopefully just keep her socialized and keep her active. The PACE program is really good and not as great as I wanted it to be at the same time. There's some things that they're great at. Medical appointments, follow up and follow through on that kind of stuff. They've been phenomenal. They've tested her for a hearing aid. I was wondering about her hearing. TV's been on a little louder than normal and stuff. But really, I think her hearing's going bad maybe in one ear, because there's a lot of times where a noise happens and she turns the wrong way. She doesn't look at where the noise is. She's off by like 40 degrees. And so something happens and she's always going the wrong direction, which to me, that tells me something's changed more in one ear than the other. And they did do a test on her, and they actually, I got a call this morning that her hearing aids are ready and they need to set a time for her to come in and fit them and stuff. So Mom's going to have hearing aids, and she's going to hate it. She's going to lose them immediately, but we're going to try. But they also have scheduled a dental appointment to clean her teeth and do the checkups on that. They've just been really good where, we noticed a little swelling in her ankles, and they gave her compression stockings right away. Next day in the mail, there they were, UPS. And they noticed her skin was dry on her legs, and they sent us this big thing of, what's that stuff called? Aquaphor. A big thing of Aquaphor. She could take a bath in it. But, that showed up the next day, and just because they noticed that the skin on her legs was dry. Also, we just had it yesterday, a fall monitor, which necklace, which can also be used as when she gets lost. She can push the button on it and it connects her to an operator, and they can help her figure out where her environment is and get her to somewhere safe, or call the police if she needs that, or help her navigate her way home if she's out and about on a walk or something. So it's a big necklace. It's a big clunky thing, but they gave it to her yesterday and she's worn it. I think she slept with it. So far she's worn it. That's good. Hopefully I can get her to keep that on. So they're providing things like that. It's all free. So, that's been, they're good at those kind of things. Where they haven't been good, where they haven't lived up to my expectations, they being PACE, is sending people out to help. I was told, we can provide up to 24/7 care, eyes on, get someone to keep her company, someone to make sure she doesn't wander out, just watch her, help her. No, they don't do that. Now that I'm actually in the program, when I met with the coordinator for home care, they're like, no, we don't do 24/7. You need 24/7. You need more than what we do. They will send someone out. They do send people out to help. But literally they're like, we'll do light housekeeping. We will do not dishes, but we will do her dish. We will do cooking, but not for multiple people. We will cook food for her. And part of the problem that they had is they found themselves going out and taking care of an elderly person that had 12 people in the house, and they were doing the cooking, cleaning, and dishes for 12 people. And basically they said, look, that's just taking advantage of the system. So now they will send someone out to help her, but just with her stuff, which is fine. It's better than nothing. And they've authorized someone to come out 4 hours a week. That's nice. And by the way, that was the end of August, and here we are on October 2nd, and I haven't seen anything from it. So nobody showed up. So I got to push on that. So there's some things that PACE is doing really well that I'm very happy with and very impressed with, and there's other things that weren't as great as what they sold, which makes me a little unhappy with the person who was out here telling me what they do. And yet it's still all in all been a very good program for us. She's not going to use the senior center. That's not, that was still a bunch of very elderly people sitting around listening to music in a wheelchair, that kind of thing. I mean, she's much more active. And they made the comment they were going to be doing an Olympics where it's like hula hooping and cornhole and stuff like that. And everybody was like, well, you will clearly win our Olympics if you choose to participate, because physically she's fine. So right now she's not in a place where she is going to that kind of thing, but it is available. So I'm going a little stir crazy because I'm really happy that Melanie's out with Mom right now. I love my mom. She's awesome. She's still fun and funny and sweet, but whew, the repetitiousness of the questions, and I know a few people who are going to get this video have spent time with her, even a lot of time with her recently. My aunt and uncle came by and spent 4 days with her when I went out to Phoenix to see my friend Jane last month. And I talked to them a week later and they were like, yeah, we're still recovering. How do you do that? I'm like, extreme patience. So that's where Mom is. It ain't good. I don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, I do know what's going to happen there. It's going to get worse. So, I'm still just kind of slowly talking to people, getting Mom used to people being in the house and helping, and convincing her that people who are coming in aren't stealing anything, because she's like, well, they're going to take stuff. It's like, what's missing? What, there's nothing missing, but she knows they're taking stuff. And she thinks that she thinks that they eat all the food. Anybody who comes in, well, they're eating all our food. I put cameras around. I did Ring doorbell and security cameras in the back and the side, and including one in the kitchen, because she keeps saying that she's not the one eating all the food. And then, so now I'm able to show her the videos of her meandering around the house at 3:15 in the morning with with all the food. I mean, and it's amazing how much she's eating overnight. If there's leftovers, it's gone. And she said someone else came in. I said, yeah, someone else broke into our house in the middle of the night and ate our leftovers and didn't take anything else. That's not, and then here's the video, and she does not like it when I show her the videos of her. But anyway, trying to convince her that that's why her pants now don't come within 6 inches of clothing. And I'm not kidding. My mom used to weigh 140. She weighs 185 now. and it's so funny because it's all belly to butt. It's all like if you look at her from straight on, she doesn't look like she's gained all that much weight. But when you see her in profile, it's like her gut, she's got a beer gut. And she's got a big butt behind her. It's all, she's very deep now from front to back. And she's got clothes that just don't come anywhere near fitting. And it's just kind of funny because she comes down to wear them, and it's like, all right, you and your purple underwear. And she goes, how do you know I have purple underwear? It's like, because your pants are 6 inches open. And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot. She goes back, puts sweats on. So that's kind of the highlights. It's sad to say that that's what's going on in my life is for the last year, well, more, 2 years. It'll be 2 years. I fell on November 15th, 2022. That's when I destroyed my leg and life stopped. And I'm just now starting to do things with friends again and starting to get out of the house and starting to travel a bit. So that's good. But I mean, literally, I feel like I've been saying the same damn thing for 2 years. Having said all of that, I'm done whining to you. There's my update. That's all that's going on. Work is good. Clients are good. Business is good. You know what I mean. I'm in late stage insurance career. It's awesome. You just keep the clients happy, and the residuals come in. So I don't have to work hard. I still get new clients. People refer business to me all the time, but I don't have to go to Chamber of Commerce meetings and hustle up new business and stuff. So I can work from home without leaving the house. It's awesome. That's what's going on. I hope things are good in your world. Please feel free to reach out to me. I need people to talk to and things to do. And we will go from there. Take care. I hope things are good.